So the last time that I was on here talking about Usborne books, I was pregnant, and I was talking about books that I thought Wyatt would like, but I didn't really know because I hadn't read with him yet. So he's 8 months old now, and so we've been reading together for 8 months, and so I know I have a whole stack of books that he's really into right now. And since the last video, I've gotten a lot of other Usborne books that I'm really excited about for the future. So I wanted to share some of them with you and give you a preview of some other books that I didn't talk about in the previous video. The first book that um, he really, really liked, I mean, from like 2 days old, literally, is this 1, 2, 3 counting book. And during tummy time, I'm literally talking about days old, we would lay this out in front of him and just like set it up, and he would stare at the pictures. Like, no lie, his favorite was the cupcakes. He always looked at those cupcakes. And it got to the point where he liked it so much that I even traveled with it. I put it in my diaper bag, and when we would go places, I would set this up. This one is $7.99, and he loved it. We don't use it as much as anymore, but for tummy time when they're little, this was such a good book. One that I put out now, it's kind of the same thing, but this one is colors, and so it lists the color and then several things that is that color, and it has all of them, and then you flip it around and there's more colors. So that's a fun one to have out like while he's playing on the floor. He's super mobile now and like crawls everywhere, so he doesn't sit in one spot to look at it, but it's fun to have out and just kind of point to the colors. This one is $7.99 as well. This one, the sounds of this one actually remind me of maternity leave, so I know that we looked at this one a lot when he was little. Like, he would lay on the floor on his back, and I would just open the book in front of him and just show him the pictures with the sounds. And I put it up, and I got it back out a couple days ago, and he loves these sound books. Like, in the order that I'm getting ready to put in, I'm actually going to order a couple more of these because he loves it. Like, whenever I open it up and play the sound, he starts laughing. I have a video. I have a video of him that I want to show you guys, of him looking at this. Like, he will stare at the pictures now, and he gets into this. So I'm going to order a couple more of these. These are $15.99, so they're a little bit more expensive, but he really does like it a lot. Another thing that they have are like a million touchy-feely books, and I thought that was just kind of like, oh, that's a cute idea, but like really it is good for their development to feel different textures and stuff. This one is $7.99. It's smaller, very simple, basic pictures like furry cat, velvety mouse, and like each page has, I've already talked about this one, but he does like this one, but this one is really cool. This one's a little bit more expensive. It's $15.99, animal hide and seek, and not only does it have little things on each picture for you to feel, but it's a lift the flap book, and if I can make sure he doesn't rip the flap off, he does like lifting the flap up on these kinds of books. This one is my favorite page. It's like scratchy, and he likes to scratch that part. It's so cute. So these touchy-feely books, there's a ton of these that they have. You can get the bigger ones, they're a little bit more expensive, or those smaller ones are only, $7.99. They have these two, like Baby's Very First Touchy-Feely Colors playbook. They have a bunch of different versions of this. These are $12.99. And these have Lift the Flap too. They have finger trails, so when they get older, you can have them like trace the trails. This one I talked about already, animal noises, very simple. Just kind of fun to get him into, like, what does a cow say? What does a dog say? What does a cat say? Whatever. And then nursery rhymes. The thing about all of these books, which I thought board books were just like a nice idea, but now that I have a kid that wants to chew and rip and pull and throw books, I understand board books are a necessity. So these books they're not like board books, but they are thicker pages, and these are all different nursery rhymes. I didn't know any nursery rhymes, so I needed a book to help me out with that. So those are ones that he's really into right now, that he likes interacting with, the sound books. Oh, and I almost forgot, the Busy Train book. So this I did not use for a long time because it was too much. He wasn't big enough. Then at like 6 months, when he would sit on my lap, I would put the train on the book and he would follow it with his eyes. That's like tracking skills, which they need when they're learning how to read. So like following a moving object with their eyes. So he would just follow it. Now, we don't read the book anymore, but I put it on the pages. So the pages have a track and you wind up the train and make it go around. And so he follows it with his eyes, but now he's working on grasping a moving object and he's gotten really good at it. And so this has just been like a fun thing watching him move through each one. Like at first he's just looking at it, now he's catching it, and then maybe one day we'll actually be able to sit down and like focus long enough to read the pages. This video to be like super long, I'm sorry. Anyway, a lot of you got All Better the last time that we put in a big order, and All Better, if you liked that one, they have another one called Little Bear Needs Glasses. Same concept. Instead of Band-Aids, it comes with different glasses, and they peel off and they stick on the characters, and Little Bear's trying on all of the characters' glasses, but they don't fit him just right, so by the end of the book, you know, you can try them on all the characters, and by the end of the book, Little Bear has to find a pair of glasses that fit him. So if you liked All Better, you need this one too. It's $12.99. Going really fast, but I didn't want this video to be like 30 minutes long, but I have so much to share with you. So the next group of books that I wanted to share are books that Wyatt's not quite ready yet to like get the, I don't know, like use them the way that they're supposed to be used. We do read these, like for alphabet, like letters. This one's cool. This one is $12.99, and each page is one letter with big pictures. You could talk about the pictures. You could talk about the illustrations. That's the same thing. There's illustrations, whatever. But you can, these are like, this has tabs too, so I'm envisioning like when he's a little bit older, I'll be like, find the B, and he can find the B page and flip to it, or find the G, and then flip to the G page and look at the G. Okay, whatever, you get it. This is, what I say, $12.99. If you don't want to pay that much for an ABC book, Usborne also has a very first series. This is $7.99. This has 2 letters on each page. Same idea, just cheaper. They have a Usborne's very first 1, 2, 3 as well. Counts up to 10. I have that one, but it's in his nursery, and he is taking a nap right now, so yeah, you can look that one up online. They also have a whole series of Lift the Flap. This one's a Shapes edition, and they have a lot more Lift the Flaps. I got this one to talk about shapes when he gets a little bit older, so as you move through the book, I haven't used this yet, there are different Lift the Flap things. He is starting to like to do that. I just have to be really careful because he grabs things and just like pulls, and I don't want him to rip them, although these are really sturdy. I mean, I don't feel like these are just like paper. They're pretty thick, so but yeah, these are cool. I think these will be really neat when he can understand what I'm saying better and interact with the pages, because down here at the bottom it says like lift the flaps to find the things in the circus, and then there's all these things that you have to find in the pictures, and I just love that. I can't wait till we can do that together. Another thing to teach taller and shorter, it's the That's Not My series. I have the That's Not My Puppy. I mean, there's like dozens of That's Not My whatever. And those are touchy-feely books too, but this one says like frog is taller than mouse but shorter than duck, so you can talk about comparisons, and I don't know, maybe that's a teacher thing that's making me really nerdy, but I'm excited to talk about that too. Another thing, oh sorry, this one is $9.99. The Lift the Flap. This one is $13.99. I don't know how much the other ones are. I'm assuming that they're the same price because it's the same concept, just different topics. So there's the Colorful World series, and I have the Sea and the Farm. They have Forest and Mountain that I'm going to probably get in my next order. These are $5.99, and I can't wait to do these with him. Look at how cool this is. So each page it says, which cow is the most colorful? And so they have to look at the illustrations for the cow. This is backwards, sorry. And pick out what it says. Like that, I don't know, that just makes my teacher heart happy. I don't know why, but it's going to give us a lot of different things to talk about in the illustrations and talking about detail. that sounds so dorky now that I'm saying it out loud. Whatever. Another awesome thing that I like is Usborne First Experiences. These little baby books are only $1.99, and we don't need them yet, but I'm going to collect all of them so I have them. I love them because they give you a resource, like if your kid is about to start school, like you can read this book in the weeks leading up to going to school so they have an idea of what to expect, and it kind of just opens the door for you to be able to talk to them about it. I've got going to the doctor, I've got going to the dentist, and listen to all the other ones that they have. They have going to the hospital, moving, a new baby, going on a plane, a new puppy, going to a party. I'm going to get all of those. They're only $2. And that's just going to be a great outlet to be able to talk to your kid like, hey, you're getting ready to go to the dentist. Let's read a book about it so you know what to expect. The other cool thing about these books is when you open them, you have the option to, if you have like a kid that's not able to pay attention for very long, little kids, you can just read the top and it still makes sense. Like just read the one sentence on each page, story still makes sense. If you have an older kid that can pay attention longer or is more interested in the book, you can read the top and the bottom. The bottom has more detail about the picture and more detail about what's going on. So there's two options there. All of them are like that. All of them. $2. There's a whole series called Muddle and Match, and I'm actually going to take this book to my classroom and talk about alliteration because tons of alliteration. But the cool thing is they can kind of control what the story says, and it can be different every time you read it. And so this version is about jobs. It's backwards. Sorry. Muddle and Match is about different jobs. And so when you open the book, oh, it's a plumber, but maybe we want the zookeeper head and the teacher middle and the plumber bottom, and you can talk about, I don't know, I just like these. These are kind of fun. Gives them a lot of choice. And the last thing that I have that I'm excited about is Find the Puppy. This is a whole Find It's series, and I got the puppy one. I know there's a duck one. Find the bird, find the piglet, find the kitten, and find the teddy. This is $6.99. And when you open it, it's like every page, the puppy is somewhere, and the kid's got to find it. And I love that. Love it. Thing, these books I would not have purchased on my own, but if you